Hello again. For some of you that watched my first video, my name is Brent Woolard. Um, I'm currently suffering from colon rectal cancer. I've been treated, radiation and chemotherapy, and they shrunk the tumor down quite a bit. And I've since had a colonoscopy and an MRI the surgeon ordered. And I talked to the surgeon today, and it's what I would consider semi-good news. I get surgery Monday, and so now I'm going to be on they want me on a higher protein diet, so I'm doing like Ensure and Boost and stuff like that on top of what I normally eat. But Monday I'll go into a hospital in Indianapolis and have surgery, and it's right at my sphincter. So um, while he says he's confident he can get all of the cancer, uh, they will be removing my sphincter, so that means I will be on a permanent colostomy bag. Not really feeling good about that. I suppose it's like anything else. I'll get used to it. I mean, I don't have any choice in the matter. So people won't be able to call me an asshole, and I'll say, oh yeah, I had cancer, and man, I lost my ass on that one. So this is just a little update. I there is a lot to this surgery. I mean, from what he's told me several times now. I've met with him a couple times, and today was a video. It's such a delicate surgery. They do it with robotically, and uh, I'll have to see a urologist. They're going to put some sort of a tube in my penis to go in that tract, so that when he's cutting it, it will help him identify some of that because it's so close. And he told me there is a chance that my nerves to that could get cut, and that could uh, immediately pretty much end my sex life, because it just wouldn't work. I and that there's a lot of things that can go wrong, infections, bleeding, leaking. I mean, he just went on and on. I'm not. He didn't sugarcoat anything, and I appreciate that. But this is as scared as I have been of any of this. I mean, um, I've kind of had the feeling that this ain't real. None of this is real. I'm getting this treatment, but I don't really have cancer. I mean, I just had that feeling, but now it's real. Now it's real. They're I'm going to be in the hospital. They 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 told me I would be in the hospital for at least 4 days after surgery, and that was before the MRI. He hasn't said how long I'll be in now, but I kind of wonder if I'm not going to be in there a little bit longer. Um, the uh, I don't look forward to the pain. I definitely don't look forward to drugs. I don't like to. Uh, well, for a lot of you that don't know, I am a recovering alcoholic. So, we've had some long talks about, I really don't want to do narcotics if at all possible. And he said he'd see what he could do to work around it. He said, but there's a good chance that I might beg for him before it's over. And I don't want to get tied up with anything that I might get addicted to. I mean, I'll be 60 years old in a matter of weeks. And at my age, I don't want to have to try and kick something else. I mean, I had a hard time. I gave up everything before. I don't smoke pot. I haven't smoked that for more years than anything else. I gave that up back in '80, a month before I turned 19, and then I started drinking, and I got real bad with that in my early 20s, and I took my last drink May 16th of '94, so I hit 27 years this past May. Then I gave up cigarettes 4 years later. So, it's been 23 years without a cigarette. And when I say without, I mean nothing. I can't, not a puff, not a sip, nothing. I'm either I quit or I don't quit. Because if I was to take a puff of a cigarette, I'd be smoking. If I was to take a sip of alcohol, I'd be drinking. That'd be the end of it for me. And if I take a liking to some of these drugs, I may have a damn hard time uh, not wanting them. So I'm gonna do my best to just kind of suffer through what I can without them. And there's been a couple times where I've had to have surgeries and stuff, and they've gave me stuff that I liked, and I just barely took. I did like I broke a molar in the back, and broke it down in the gums, and I limited myself to one pill a day, and I took that a couple hours before lunch so I could eat lunch, and it would last me long enough to get through dinner too. And then the rest of the time, the rest of the time, um, I didn't have. Well, I had pain, but it seemed like eating and getting stuff down in there, it just really hurt like hell. So I took one a day of those, and I think I took it for like 4 days, and then the rest of them I threw in the toilet, and out they went. I wasn't screwing around, because I knew I liked them, and so. That I knew that was going to be a problem, so I just kept it to what I needed, and just enough to get by, and that's what I'm going to try and do here. And I know any of you that don't have a problem, hopefully you don't get into something where you'll get addicted to it. I've been they've knocked me loopy several times for things lately. I had a heart catheterization. The MRI, I am so claustrophobic, they had to give me some stuff through an IV, and that made me goofy as hell for most of the day. Mostly it made me sleep, though. Boy, I slept. I got out of there, and I had to have a ride there and back. And I slept, man. I mean, I slept most of the way home. And I woke up once from a goofy dream, a goofy drug-induced dream, laughing, and I shared it with Perry and what I dreamt about. And she's like, "Oh, the drugs make you think stuff like that you wouldn't work if you weren't on them." And so you dreamed about that stuff and woke up laughing. And I said, yeah, it was the goofiest thought I ever had. And then when I in my dream I thought it through, and I realized it wouldn't work, and I woke up laughing about it. And but yeah, there's been a few times. like I said, the heart cath and the colonoscopy. I've had 2 colonoscopies in the last 6 months, and the MRI. And it was funny on the heart cath. They told me I'd be awake, and they put this stuff in the MRI or in my IV, I mean, and they said, "Well, we're going to start this now." And I was supposed to be conscious, but not, not conscious, but not real aware, but not too aware. But I said, "Do you want me to count backwards?" Because I remember when I was a kid having stuff done, they'd always say, "Start counting backwards from 100." And they said no, and I started counting backwards anyway, and I hit like 96. And then the next thing I know, it's like Perry's asking, she's in the recovery room, and she goes, "Did they put any stents in your heart?" And I looked over and I'm like, "Is it over?" Because I mean, it was like, well, we're going to put you under now. We're going to start your anesthesia. And then just like the next second, "Did they put any stents in your heart?" And it's like, really? Where was I? and and then and I guess I was acting pretty goofy from that. I was trying to help him get my EKG stuff off, and I couldn't really. I mean, I was trying to pull them off. I couldn't do it though. It was hilarious. But back to this. I I know there's worse things I could face, and I probably I probably should be thankful that this is all I have to do for this. I know people that have had to lose much more and from cancer, and and so I really should be thankful. It's hard not to be self-centered and think about, poor me, poor me. I'm trying not to be poor me, uh, but man, I am just not looking forward to wearing a crap bag either. So, I hear about them coming loose, and busting, and a mess, and oh gosh. And I'll be honest, I like to poop. I'm gonna miss pooping. But that's where I'm at. So, if anyone's got any questions or comments, you're going through this, I'll try and make it. If I survive the operation, I'll make another video and let everyone know how it went. I'm gonna call this my. I think I'll call it part 2. I don't know if I might have a part 2. If I got part 2, I'll call it part 3. But it'll be in the series of my colon rectal cancer struggles, and I'll make another one afterwards, and let you guys know what all's in that. I do know I have to go back on to 6 more months after the surgery, 6 more months of chemotherapy, which means a high protein diet, and again, and man, that it's not the pork chemo, it's pills, but still that stuff's rough, man. You can't remember shit. And I've been off of it. I think May 20th was the last day, and it still affects me, and I was only on it for 6 weeks, and it still affects me, I can't, the memory's pretty freaking toast. Can't remember nothing hardly, and I still makes me tired, And of course, that could be the cancer. I don't know. But they say it takes a long time to get out of your system. And so, you know, and when when I was done with it and I was talking about it to my radiation doctor, he said, I said something about, I was glad to be off of it. He goes, well, if you think 6 weeks was bad, wait till you do 6 months of it. And I'm like, oh, I don't even want to think about that. I mean, I don't. I mean, I know, I was so happy to be off of it. And I mean, I didn't feel better right away. I still don't feel great. But I'll tell you, I've got other issues too. Well, they didn't find anything really in my heart. Uh, I've got, I went and finally got to see a pulmonologist yesterday about my lungs. He said I do not have COPD, but I've got asthma, and now I got to do a nebulizer treatment 4 times a day, and that's on top of this Wixla that I do twice a day, and then I take some pills, and then I've got a inhaler, albuterol, and instead of just that, they gave me this special spacer because for some reason the way my mouth's shaped inside my tongue and stuff, they figured that the biggest percentage of it was actually hitting my tongue, so that will spray mist it. And it's just been a day, so I can't say that there's some great big difference because there's not. But that on top of what I'm going through, man, I feel like crap, and I don't know what's what's from what. I just know that I don't feel good, and I can't do anything. I can't go for walks. I lose all my air. It, my knees are bad. I haven't even tried to get those treated yet, you know, and but even if I could, I can't. If I walk a block, just regular walk. Now I can go through a grocery store because I'm stopping quite a bit, and you're walking real slow. But like if I try and walk my normal pace, I'm out of air in a block. Man, I mean, and it kills me to take the trash up and down the drive. I just, I, I, I got the trash cans. I had to drag them up and load them up because I wasn't going to make a bunch of trips down there. I knew I couldn't. So I brought the recycled can and the trash can up, and I brought everything out, and then I just made one trip back down with them, and it was all I could do. I mean, I thought my heart was going to explode. I was trying to get the oxygen moved, and they're just, just not enough oxygen. So it was really making my heart go, and so I can't. I'm anxious to get over some of this and hopefully get back to. I don't know if I ever have a great life, but maybe not so bad. I mean, I can't do anything. I don't even feel like I drive sometimes, but I don't. I can't do things, a lot of stuff for myself, and I'm getting weak. I'm getting so weak. Hell, sometimes I can't even open up a bottle of pop and or even a water bottle, and got those little cheap ass plastic lids. And as strong as I was from being a mechanic, man, I am losing that strength, and I can't even hardly open those. I mean, so I don't have the grip, and I get hold of them, and this is like takes everything I have to open them. You know, this stuff's just tearing me up, and I don't like it. I hate it for all you other people that's going through cancer of any form. You know, I know there's worse ones than what I'm at, and I can tell you, I'm in a group called Cancer Sucks, and I can tell you that cancer sucks. So, well, I think I'm gonna wrap this up, and you guys have a good evening. And if anyone's got thinks they have cancer, even a possibility, go get checked. Don't don't let it go, because I kind of I had a feeling for a few years that I may have had it, and I don't know how long I actually have had it. The mass they found was big. So if you think you have it, or you haven't had that colonoscopy and you're 45, I guess they moved the age down to 45. So if you're 45 and you haven't had that colonoscopy yet, don't be afraid. Go get it. If you don't have insurance, find a way to get it done. I mean, find a way. It's so important. And get that stuff checked out. I mean, don't. And with me, it could have been a lot sooner than it was, and I wouldn't be in the shape I'm in. So, but it looks like that they're going to get it all, and I'll live. So that is a blessing. But you know, I'm just having a hard time seeing that. So, all right. Well, you guys have a good evening, and I hope to see you back here for the next one.